Dawn, it seemed like they kind of maybe dared y'all to stick with them in transition and maybe didn't realize that that's where you guys are best as well. Did you kind of see that from the bench, or is it just how the game evolved?
I mean, the thing is, when you're really good at something, you're probably not as sharp with defending it in this case in transition. I mean, we wanted to play fast. We did. We wanted to get up and down the floor. We wanted to control the paint. We wanted to take rhythm threes. We wanted to just have a fluid offense. And then defensively, I mean, we knew they were going to score some in transition. We knew they were going to hit some threes. But over the 40-minute period, we wanted to just make it really hard for them to get in any rhythm, any just fluid movements. And then we wanted to take care of Beers, and that's a hard feat to do it all. I thought she was probably the hardest out that we faced. Just it's hard when she gets into your body. There's really nothing you can do. And she took advantage of us, and she got into a rhythm and started hitting shots from the outside. But I thought we took care pretty much everyone else to allow us to just build the lead and hold on to it.
Malaysia was in here a second ago just talking about kind of her overall performance. Now she's finding her love for defense. I guess, one, was that the best you've seen her play this year today? And two, what does that do for you when she's on the level she was today?
It's been a steady climb, probably since our Mississippi State game. It's been a climb for Lay, and it doesn't mean that she's not gonna go back to a different place. That's part of the process. It's not gonna happen. It hasn't happened in a couple of games, and that's growth. Like for me, I'm proud of her because, I ask her to be a little bit more disciplined while giving her the freedom to do whatever she needs to do. But there are times in which I want to play her at the end of games. But she and I both know that's a trust thing. Like, you're asking me to play you in front of some seasoned vets that have been in the program a long time. Now, we do give up that her ability to impact the game on both sides of the ball. We give up that. We give up, and it's a gamble, but I like to know certain things at the end of basketball games, and she's helping me. Like, she's helping me, especially with this particular game, because, I know she wanted to get off after the wow moment. She wanted to continue to, best that wow moment, but she didn't. She just played solid defense. She took really good shots. Probably the long threes are probably, she just wanted the dagger. And so you got to let her have that space. As long as she's playing defense, I'm really fine with it. You could take bad shots, just defend.
Quick two-parter going off of that. What was going through your head when she took that shot at the end of the quarter? And I guess just kind of guard to guard with you and her, was there something about Oklahoma's pace or what they were doing that you think kind of allowed her to play so well today?
I think it's more Lay. I think Lay is being more intentional about making the right basketball play. So with that, I mean, after she didn't go, when there's like 5 seconds left, I knew she was going to take the three. And, I mean, she felt it. I mean, that wasn't the first time that she's done something like that either. So it was just what we needed at the end of a quarter that kind of deflates you as a defense, and then the building explodes, and that is Gamecock basketball and Gamecock reaction to a big play.
Coach, you guys had 53 bench points today. 7 times this season, you guys scored 50 points off the bench. You guys are riding this winning streak. What does that say about this team, and how much more confidence does it give you of how well they're playing as a collective unit, bench, starters, all together?
I mean, I have the utmost confidence in our team. Like, all of them, really. I mean, it's just 2 of them, Adele and Sakima are just, I mean, it's 6 bigs. It's hard to rotate. I mean, Ashlyn is not here, so there's some minutes to, to divide between them. But I've chosen to get Miriam ready, and I just told them that too. Like I told Takima and Adele, like, I chose her. It could have been any of them, but I've chose Miriam because I think Miriam gives us something different than the two of them. Her ability to shoot from the outside, she is. She consistently boxes out, and she's unafraid defensively. Like she'll stick her nose in things. So I feel like she can give us something, but it doesn't. We're gonna steadily try to get Adele and Sakima in basketball games because we know that at some point we're gonna need 6'5" and 6'6". But I'm very confident with the entire roster. They have a way of playing well together. They prep extremely well. They are finding their footing. They want each other to play well, and it speaks to 26 assists on 39 field goals. It speaks to that. It speaks to Chloe giving the ball up to Raven throwing the alley-oop to Lay. It speaks to that. It's Lay turning the ball over, trying to get Adele involved in the fourth quarter. It speaks to all of those things. So we're just playing well. We're defending extremely well, and our offense is starting to find and gain its footing.
Thank you. Coach, I wonder if you could just talk about the momentum you guys have been building in spite of the fact of losing such a key player to injury and how good that feels, especially going into what on paper looks like could be one of the more challenging weeks with LSU and then going to Tennessee.
Mm-hmm. I think sometimes when you lose a player, you gain in other areas. Of course, we lose Ashlyn's ability to shot block and Ashlyn's ability to defend, and her ability to, rebound and score, and her ability to score, and her presence, her competitiveness, her outward, getting our players to go to another level. Yes, we miss that. But then when you take that away, then you look at, Joyce feels a lot more comfortable. For some, she's probably getting 5 of those minutes of Ashlyn's. And you see her is paying big dividends. Chloe is a little more relaxed. And Fagan, to me, has just upped her game. And isn't anything besides comfort, knowing that I could play probably 25 minutes instead of 17. But I just feel like we didn't present like we don't have enough to continue to compete at a really high level. We as a coaching staff, we just never harp on it. Yes, we feel sorry for Ash and her not being with us. Do we have the utmost confidence in the people that are left? Absolutely.
Coach, you've been talking about your team as a whole all afternoon here, but your offense had 5 scores in double figures, and 9 of them with at least 5. What is that like when your offense can come together like that, and what does that mean with momentum rolling forward?
It means, I'm going to tell you what it means. It means we sacrifice, we sacrifice SEC Player of the Week. We sacrifice having a National Player of the Year candidate. We sacrifice possibly some All-American. But this team is really locked into the ultimate goal of just winning and doing it for each other. Because if you get to another Final Four and you get to a national championship game, they're going to find somebody on our team to give a All-American nod to. They have to. They have to. Because we, so we give that up, but for the greater good of winning and doing things that we need to do to get better as a team and doing things that promotes great basketball. Like we want to be a great product of our game so we could bring more eyeballs into it. Is it cool to have an All-American, a go-to player? Absolutely. But when you could do it without having one, you're really moving the needle.
Coach, you mentioned the 26 assists, but only 6 turnovers for the
Yeah.
game. I think you had 4 until maybe like the last minute and a half. But what does that kind of say, especially someone who ran the point yourself, to see an assist turnover ratio being like the plus 20s?
Yeah.
And what does it say about kind of the way you guys move the ball and the risk aversion to not turn it over?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, we didn't go crazy off of having 22 against Texas and 15 against, who did we just play? Alabama. See, I just move on. I can't. So, I mean, it's not really us. Like, it hasn't been us. I think we're around 13. We averaged 13 to 15. So, you know, we've asked our players. One of the keys is to take care of the basketball. Just don't play high risk, high reward basketball. Just let the ball find who should shoot it. Let the defense dictate who should receive the next pass, and they're really taking heart to that because this league is unforgiving, and if you give extra possessions, they're gonna make you pay, and it's taxing on our defense to turn the ball over and have to play the way we play defensively, you know, for 20 more possessions. That's hard.
Hey, Coach. First time for you guys this season scoring 100 points or more. What does it feel like for you as a coach to have Adele be the one to get that and one, blow the roof off the building, and a player who plays about 5 minutes a game put you over that mark?
I mean, it's great for our fans. I mean, I think it's a great moment for Adele because she's had to sit and she's had to be on the highlighter team for most of the Christmas break. And sometimes when a player doesn't get as much playing time as the work they're putting in, it can be deflating. It can lead to them being not as confident. But Adele is different. You know, she's smelling her flowers while in the moment, the time that she's getting, and that is, you know, a great character, player and person. Like, she sees it. She trusts us. She trusts the process, and I know, although she looks a little raw today, she's going to be a great player for us. She's going to have a great career for us. But, you know, to put it over the top and have our fans like when we score over 100 points. They had one possession, or else I was going to slow the ball down and take this 30-second shot clock. But just a happy moment for her and our fans.
Coach, before I get into my question, do you want an Eagles score update?
Oh my God, you're tied up.
28-15, you're up.
Yes, but we got the Commanders coming up. They're playing too. Thank you.
Anyways, I mean, we talk about today, just it seems like the most flawless performance you all have had so far. Great opponent, 100 points, 22-6 turnover battle. What do you take the most satisfaction in from today?
Great basketball. Just like our kids gave it up. Like our kids played hard. Like every possession, they played hard. They played the way we envision. You know, a lot of coaches have a vision of how they want their teams to play. That was it. I mean, yes, we gave up 60 points. Yes, you know, we turned the ball over. Yes, Beer scores, 23 points. But everything in between was like really the heart of a champion on both sides of the basketball.
Thank you. Hey, just a quick question about your new contract. You've said you have no interest in coaching professional, but you have that clause in there that says you can leave without paying South Carolina anything. Why was it important for you to have that clause as part of this new contract?
I don't know. I might up and leave. No, I mean, it's you got to have something. It's a give and take. Like if it was important for me to have a guaranteed contract. It's important, but in having a guaranteed contract, you got to give them something. I will never leave here to go take another college job. It's nothing. Like, I have the best of the best here. And I really don't have I don't have a passion for the next level. I don't. I would have been gone, like, seriously. Like, so to have it in there, it was just something fancy to have you ask me that question.
Talking about Joyce, I mean, obviously you knew what she was capable of coming into this season, but just what has it been like to see her develop into somewhat of a consistent leading scorer, not even 20 games into her career?
You can see it. I mean, Joyce's work ethic is unmatched. Like, it's borderline, like, it's too much. Like, but she's just driven. Like, she only knows one way. She works out before practice, she works out after practice, and I know she's in there with her dad in between. Like, that's just who she is. I want her to not be in the gym so much. I do. Like, but that's her makeup. So if she's going to be in the gym, I just had this conversation with her, then you got to take care of your body. Like, you got to go to the, cold whirlpool, hot contract. You have to take care of your body because the pace that she works out and practices, it's hard during the season. It's really hard. I don't think she really knows, like, what a college season feels like. I know she knows halfway through the season, but it gets, your legs get heavier, it gets harder. And sometimes when you physically can't do something, you have to your mentals have to take over. And I think she's strong, yes, but she hasn't really been pushed to that point where she's got to tap into her mentals. It's going to happen this season. It's going to happen at some point. So we just have to prepare her for just when that happens. And sometimes preparing her is just kind of, probably not just lightening her load a little bit with, Miriam's, ramping up. Adele's ramping up. Skima's ramping up. So we just have to be ready for if that takes place. Thank you, Coach. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank y'all.